Hello, thanks for tuning in. If you want affordable coaching, want to make changes in your life and really change the course of your life and develop habits that will last you a lifetime, send me an email. The prices are really affordable, consultation is free, and the first session is only $5. Today's topic, procrastination, something that we all struggle with. It's incredible what a reoccurring theme that comes up in coaching is that we're always battling what I'll call monkey mind. Monkey mind, if you've seen my last video, is part of our brain, our primitive brain that wants that immediate gratification, wants pleasure, wants to take the path of least resistance, wants to avoid feeling uncomfortable, wants to stay avoid fears, and wants to play it safe and feel good. And what happens is that immediate gratification, it's a short-term gain for long-term pain. So if we're on the internet, if we're playing video games, we're watching TV, or we're on Facebook, YouTube, generally wasting time, it feels good as a distraction in the moment, but afterwards, you know how you feel. You feel like, damn, I really wish I didn't blow an hour, 2, 3, 4 hours and use that time more productively. And a while back, I made a video called about Afterglow. It's like a great indicator of what you should be doing or what is most rewarding for you is how do you feel after you finish the task or the time waster. For example, if you're spending time and you have a good time with family or friends and you're socializing, or you're going on a hike, you're going on a walk, you're doing some journal writing, or you're listening to some really good music, or watching a really good movie, there's a different feeling from that than if you're just blowing time, wasting time, and using it as more importantly as a form of creative avoidance. And that's what we all struggle with is the creative avoidance. We don't want to do the work. I mean, there's a great book by Stephen Pressfield. It's called Do the Work. And our monkey mind is so darn creative in finding ways to avoid doing the work. And what we want to do is we want to minimize the resistance. Anything we could do to clear what's called clearing the path will make it that much easier to get the goal done. So a simple example, if clearing the path, making it easier would be packing your gym clothes the night before and having it all ready waiting by the door. You just pick it up and instead of coming home, you go straight to the gym. Well, there's a whole bunch of little things we can do to clear the path in order to get our goals done. If you're a student, and you want to study and you have a project, setting everything up, the book open to the page, having it, the documents or Microsoft Word, if you're working in Microsoft Word, open on your computer, having a study partner. There's so many little things that you could do to clear the path and make it easier. And what we also want to do is really look at what is the cause of the resistance or the procrastination and the stress and the anxiety, because that's one thing that constantly comes up in coaching is people have trouble managing their anxiety. They're feeling stressed about things. And here's the big mistake that people make is we blame the task as the cause of our stress without realizing, as one of my clients said the other day, it's actually not the task that is causing us the stress and the anxiety. It's our resistance to it, or as what she said, she calls it unfinished business. And your brain is very clever in that it'll constantly loop and hum this low level anxiety ridden hum in the background when you are putting something off, when you are procrastinating, when you are not taking care of business. Basically, when you have unfinished business that's not being addressed. There, you can't get away from it. It creates a lot of tension. And what most people do is if they have a huge project, a huge report they have to turn into work or for school, they avoid it and start feeling anxious, start feeling stressed, and then they blame the project. And it's really our avoidance to it. And in coaching, what I encourage people to do is attack it. Attack that which you fear. It is not as difficult and overwhelming as you think it is. Our monkey mind is a great distorter. It has a reality distortion field. It distorts how difficult things are going to be, and it always makes it so much more difficult than it is in reality. And so many times when clients are struggling with tasks, and we'll come up with a strategy and they'll start working at the task and making some progress and succeeding, I'll ask them, was it as hard as your monkey was telling you? No, it wasn't as hard. But when you stay stuck, it's hard to get that momentum. It's hard to keep moving forward. And so the important thing is whatever you do, something small is better than nothing at all. If you have to read 100 pages, if you have to go to the gym, something small is better than nothing at all. Going in the gym and going for 5-10 minutes just to start building the habit. What we do is we make the task so overwhelming, so big, and it shuts us down. It creates the stress response, and we go to flight, run from it. We go to freeze, which most people experience. It's almost like a paralysis. Oh, I don't want to deal with my taxes. I can't even imagine it. Or we go into fight. And all we, I use this term over and over in coaching, it's baby steps. You just want to get some baby steps going so you can get that momentum. If It's amazing how the monkey will try to find any other way of making progress besides actually doing the task. Reading books on it, as I talked about in my last video, finding the right application, talking to other people, watching motivational videos. This one doesn't count. And the kind of the rah motivation. You can do it. You can work hard. It's really not about that. It's not about how you feel. It's about the habits that you create. And the clients that are most successful in doing their goals is we shift them away from feeling. Motivation and desire is very, very fickle. Sometimes you feel motivated, sometimes you feel self-disciplined, other times you don't. You know what gets you motivated? Is acting, is taking the initiative, of making progress, is sitting down for 5 minutes. And that's what we want to do. So we don't want to make this correlation or association that whatever the task is, that is what's causing the stress, because then we're just going to dig ourselves in a hole and create more resistance to it, more procrastination. You take the task and you break it down into baby steps. And you say, okay, today I'm just going to do 5-10 minutes worth towards the task. I had one client, and we're working on her book, and she's been wanting to work on this book for years and years before she contacted me, and just struggled with finishing her book or working on her book. And we started with just 5 minutes. That's all we did. Is we started off 5 minutes. 4 times a week, 3 times a week, we're going to work on the book. And sometimes 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes. Sometimes 5 minutes turned into 20 minutes. But sometimes 5 minutes was just 5 minutes. And you give yourself permission for that. And bless her heart, it's amazing what she is able or has been able to accomplish just by remaining consistent. It's not about quantity, it's about consistency. It's about developing the habits that are going to get you to where you want to go. Habits are very fragile. They're like a little seedling. A little seedling, when you plant a little seedling in the ground, is very vulnerable. If a storm comes, if an animal comes, the wind comes, it's very easily destroyed. And that's what we want to treat our habits like. Our habits need a lot of self-disciplined habits, need a lot of sunlight, water, nutrients, and we want to develop roots. We want it to grow roots. And when we set up goals in coaching, we start very, very small. And I tell clients, it's not about the goal. It's about you honoring your word. It's about you staying consistent, and it's about you developing a habit. Because we're doomed to failure because we use the wrong strategy. We just try to do too much too soon, overwhelm ourselves, and it's unsustainable. What we want is just to go slow, take baby steps, whatever overwhelming task you have before you. Taking the baby steps allows you to grow roots. When a tree grows roots, it can withstand the storms, it can withstand the wind, it can withstand the animals, and that's how you want to treat your habit. So in conclusion, it's not that the task that is causing you the stress, it's the unfinished business. It's not making progress that is causing you the stress. It's not breaking it down. Okay, thank you very much for listening. And as always, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll appreciate your comments, and just send me a message if you'd like to talk and you are interested in coaching. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, bye bye.